Before break, we were talking about all the different vocabulary that went along with quadratic functions. And we talked about roots being our x-intercepts, our solutions, our zeros. This is where it crosses the x-axis. We talked about sometimes there is one root, sometimes there is no root, sometimes there is two roots. We also talked about max as a max vertex and min vertex. This is our highest point on the graph, and this is going to be our lowest point on the graph. We talked about our line of symmetry. This is going to be our x equals from our x value from our vertex, whatever number that may be. And then our y-intercept, of course, is going to be our y value when x is 0. This is where we cross the y-axis. Okay, whereas this one is our x value when y is 0. So what we're going to look at today is we're not actually going to solve anything just yet. We're simply going to read the different problems and decide what it is we would need to find. So I'm going to do this first couple with you. I've put the PDF in Google Classroom for you if you want to write down the answer to the second set in your journal, and then you can check yourself with the answer key. So Terry kicked a soccer ball in the air, and the height of the ball in feet h can be modeled by the equation in which t is the time in seconds after the ball was kicked. So we can see that t is in fact where x would be. So you can see time would be here, and height would be our dependent variable. How long, there should not be a question mark there. How long would it take for the ball to hit the ground after he kicks it? So we want to know what this time is. Now we can assume that he is of course starting at 0. So you could actually give me two different answers here. We can assume he's starting at 0, in which case we would only need to know the one root. However, if maybe he dribbled the ball to this point and then he kicked it, so maybe this isn't 0, maybe this is 2 seconds because he dribbled for 2 seconds. In that case, we would need to know both roots. So we can't always assume. On number 2, we have a graph of a rocket, and it shows the height is our dependent. They've labeled that for us, and time is our independent. At what time does it reach its highest point? So we can see that is in fact would be this coordinate here, but they're only asking about time, and time is in fact our x. So this would actually not be a vertex. We just need to know our line of symmetry here. For number 3, the altitude of a C9 jet is shown on the graph during a parabolic maneuver. What does 9,200, I apologize, I did not mean to zoom out on you there. 9,200 meters represent in this situation. So here is the 9,200 meters. Now, we want to be very, very careful because it looks like that is in fact hitting this coordinate is 0, 9,200. So that is in fact a y-intercept. Do not get that confused with being a root, because remember a root is going to be the x value when y is 0. And if we write out this coordinate, that in fact is not happening. I'd like you to try the problems on the second page, and then you can come back and listen to the rest of the video. So if you'll pause me now and see what you can do in your journal, and then come back. All right, so I'm going to go over the last part of this with you so you can check your work. When the quadratic function y equals 2x squared minus 3x plus 7 is graphed, at what coordinates does it intersect the x-axis? So again, we want to know the x value when y is 0, and it does have an s. So we could in fact be looking for just the roots. If you circled one root, that would be acceptable, but you would need to graph that in order to make sure that it does in fact only have one root. Solution set on number 5 is your keyword. What is the solution set for this equation? And you can see, in fact, that we have solutions here. So we could circle both of them or just roots plural. We would again need to graph that in order to make that determination, but I would accept either of those. Maurice threw a ball upward from the top of the bleachers that are 30 feet high. What does 0, 30 represent in this situation? Well, that is going to be a y-intercept because it is in fact the y value when x is 0. The last two, given the table of values for the quadratic function, what does x equals 0 represent? Well, when x is 0, we have a y value. So this is in fact a y-intercept, but if you look closer, you will see that these all have buddy points, except for this 0, 4. So that is in fact a vertex. If I sketched a little graph of this, 0, 4 is here. And then I would have -1, +3, +1, +3. And I can see that my graph would in fact be concave down. So this is actually not only a y-intercept, but a max vertex. And the last one, from ground level, an object travels upward with an initial velocity of 240 feet per second. The height h in feet of the object at any time per second is h of t is 240 t minus 16 t squared. Find the value of t when h of t is 0. So back to function notation we did way at the beginning of the year. Notice that t, this is essentially find x when h of t, which is the same as y. So when y is 0, we need to find x. And that would, in fact, be a root or multiple roots. Please let me know if you have any questions.